Good morning, y'all. Well, this was a 30-minute video of me making focaccia bread for the first time ever, and it was so much fun. But I sped it up like 5 times, and it's still a good 5 or 6 minute video. But I tell y'all why I did that, full disclosure, because through most of it is perfectly fine. But right smack in the middle of it, while I am decorating the thing, one of the times that I unpaused, I didn't realize I did. And I sang y'all Prince way too enthusiastically. And I'm going to spare y'all that today. I don't think y'all want to have to hear me sing Prince that loudly. So we are just going to do a voiceover. Speed it up. But let me just say, this is so much fun. Like with any bread, you got to have some patience, because this is the first rise. And it rises for a good hour or two. And then after that, you will let it rise again in the pan for about 45 minutes. This is just me cutting up the vegetables that I wanted to use to decorate it with. I used bell pepper, I used rosemary, I used some asparagus, I used cherry tomato, I even used some beets, some olives. That's part of a green onion, the white part of a green onion. This had 4 cups of flour, 2 cups of lukewarm water, 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and a couple of tablespoons of olive oil was all this recipe had. I would suggest using quite a bit more than that. I actually did use quite a bit more than that, and I still think it could have used more. I'll write up a recipe and put with this later today. Now, after you've let it rise the first time, you're going to pour a little bit of oil over it and underneath it. And then you're going to rotate that bowl and stretch it up and over itself at least 6 to 9 times. I probably did it a few more than that. Grease your pan. I used this one, I think is like a 10 by 13. And then you're going to lay it out on the pan, and it's going to rise again for another 45 minutes to an hour until it doubles again and comes up over your pan. This is me just showing you supper. I was making some pintos with some ham hocks, salt and pepper in it. There was also some potatoes boiling back there for some mashed potatoes for later. If you didn't catch that, I did a live video on YouTube on frying the chicken fingers to go with that. And you also see me cut this bread in that video. I'll put that up today. This is me using the rosemary just to decorate the bottom of it. I intended to put my Parmesan cheese on first before I did this, and I forget I do it at the very end. And that's some asparagus that I'm going to use for the stems for my bell pepper flowers. And like I said, this was so much fun. I'll do it again just so I can, do some sort of different type of decoration and play around with it. And to me, the end pieces, the very end pieces on the bell pepper made the prettiest little flower buds. I can't believe I sing in your ear. I'm sparing you that. I'll learn a lesson. Also, it would have probably got a copyright had I not cut that out. Even though it was only like maybe 1 minute out of a 30-minute video. This way you can watch it faster. If you're like me and you're having a short attention span, these faster ones are easier to sit through. Now, I will say I love bread. And there's a place on Broad Street in Rome, Georgia called Olea. O-L-E-A. And they have wines and olive oils. And I'm not a wine drinker, but I am a bread eater. And I had some Tuscan herb oils that I could dip this in. And, oh man, is it good. In fact, I'm probably going to have a little bit of that this morning. That'll be my breakfast. I also used a couple of banana pepper rings on here. You could use anything. Your imagination is your limit. And that's the Parmesan. I sprinkled a little bit of garlic powder on there too. Then you bake it in a preheated 425-degree oven for about 30 minutes until it's golden brown. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. I hope you have a great Saturday, and we will see you soon.